Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and it's Wednesday, which, as we all know, means Social Justice Wednesday, the day in which I pretend to be something I'm not for pure entertainment purposes, or, to, actually seriously dissect the way these people think or something. Ha! Anyway, so without any further ado, we get into today's topic. Okay, so before we do, I just want to say, I'm so sick of hearing everyone be like, oh my god, why don't you have a blue wig for this? You should have blue hair for this. Otherwise, how do we know you're a social justice warrior? And, okay, look, I have, a full-time occupation fighting for social justice that doesn't leave time for another full-time job so I can have frivolous money to spend on things like blue wigs. Ew. If I had any extra money to spend on me, I'd, spend it on fair trade coffee because it's, really important and helps a lot of people. Anyway, today's topic. Okay, so you might have seen the title of the video and you're like, oh my god, Jesse, what are you talking about? The Beatles did not invent toxic masculinity. That's been around for, so long. That's been around since, men were around, and they were around a long time before the Beatles even happened. And, yeah, you're right, okay? But not the point. The point is not, the literal words I said, okay? It's what I meant by them, right? Because, the truth is only relative insofar as, what I mean. And what I mean is that the Beatles may not have invented toxic masculinity, but, right, they existed during, a transitional period in our culture, where we're, going into the 60s and, peace and love and, all the things started to happen, all the really important conversations that eventually evolved into, understanding identity politics and intersectionalism and feminism and all the really important issues that we're dealing with today, fighting for rights all the time, right? So, that was starting to, be born then. And the Beatles were kind of part of that. I know they just wore suits and stuff, which, by the way, 4 straight white men in suits, come on, toxic masculine, hello, I'm surprised nobody's picked up on this before, whatever. Anyway, so, even so, their music was, part of that culture, and so it got brought into the movement, and so, they were able to just infiltrate, all of the positive things that were happening in the 60s, and, all the peace and love and shit, and, infiltrate it with their, totally insidious toxic masculinity, and it's, really been damaging for our culture, forever, because people still are oh my god, the Beatles are the best band, they're my favorite band, oh my god, and, that's just really fucked up when you actually think about it. So, let's talk seriously about some of the problems, some of the serious issues you can see in their music, some just totally unforgivable things. Alright, so, a common theme in some of their songs is, jealousy, and, being really possessive of your woman, which is, so toxic. It's, so wrong. That's the whole thing. Women are beautiful, independent creatures. You don't own us. You don't have a right to us. If I want to flirt with other boys, I can do that. And you don't get to be mad about that. If I want to just go be my own self, if the best way of expressing myself is just, have sex with somebody different, you don't get to be mad about that. That's my life, and that's my expression. And, maybe you should just go back to the Stone Age where, the only way, to be happy was just, a man and a woman married together from the time they were, 12. Ew. Nobody does that anymore. People who do are just wildly unhappy. We would all be so much happier if we just, especially women, if we just took care of our needs and stopped being considerate of the men in our lives, because the men are never considerate about us. Categorically throughout history, men have not been considerate about women. I don't care if you think that your boyfriend is super considerate about you, he's not. So why are you considering his feelings, huh? Because he doesn't see you as anything other than just a woman. So either be gay or just take care of yourself, girl. Take care of yourself, queen, and just don't worry about his feelings. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Okay, so the point is possessiveness is really harmful, and it just stifles us. It stifles our creativity as females, and that's the thing. Women have been stifled, and we've been shut up and closed off for so long. So songs like "You Can't Do That" by the Beatles, where it's I second time I caught you talking to him, if he's having to tell you one more time, I think it's a sin. I think I'll let you down and leave you flat because I told you before. Oh, you can't do that. You don't tell me what to do, John Lennon. I don't care if you're a fucking Beatle. You don't get to tell me what to do, all right? So it's this presenting, and if you don't believe me, right, on those lyrics, on that song that's just all about trying to control this woman and be you can't talk to guys, you can't have male friends, oh, you can't do that, it's just whatever. If you don't believe that one, listen to Run for Your Life. You better run for your life if you can, little girl. Hide your head in the sand, little girl. Catch you with another man. That's the end, little girl. I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than to be with another man. Oh my god, I'm feeling really triggered right now. Like, I might need my safe space for a minute. Like, I'm so triggered. Oh my God. Like, I'm like literally shaking just like saying those words to you. Just like imagining that someone actually wrote this song. And it's just like so horrifying to me that someone could like think this was okay. I mean, this song, like so many things. First of all, the possessive controlling again, right? Calling her a little girl, like that's so rude. Like what a dominion, a little girl. Like she's some precious little pet or flower, or like a child, which is like, so either you're treating your lover like she's a child, or you're actually talking about a child, and that's like gross because that's child molestation. But anyway, so like that's just real. I mean, what a damn it. And then threatening to kill her. Like, this is why there's so much violence against women in this culture. Like, because we allow these things to happen in our pop music. We think of the Beatles like, oh my God, they wrote such great love songs. What great songs about their loved ones. This one is about violence against women. The Beatles are promoting violence against women, and it's just not okay. It's really not okay. Like, we should just probably burn all of the copies of the records and the CDs and the whatevers that have that song on it. Because it's like it's so upsetting. Like, people, like, there are actual women who are victims of violence every day. And like, it just hurts me. It hurts me to hear people think that this is acceptable. I mean, like, that's the worst one. I can't keep talking about it because, like, I'm gonna break. I'm, like, holding it together for you guys right now. Like, I'm really holding it together for you. But it's, like, we can't talk about that one anymore. Let's talk about one that's, like bad, but, like, not as bad. I should have known better, right? It's this nice, happy song. I should have known better with a girl like you that I would love everything that you do, and I do. Hey, and I do. That seems, like, really sweet at first, but think about what it's actually doing, all right? It's putting a woman on a pedestal. It's not treating her like a person anymore. It's treating her like an object. Like, oh my God, everything you do is great. Well, what happens when she makes a mistake, huh? Are you gonna kill her? Are you gonna kill her? Because you threaten violence? You think violence against women is funny and okay to sing about and joke about? Huh? So that's what you do when you do that. You stop looking at women as people, and that's why you're able to justify all the horrible things that you do to women. Because you just think lyrics like that are just totally fine and normal, and it's totally normal to not just treat women like human beings. I mean, like, better human beings than men, obviously, but just, like, still human. Like, we're not, like, we kind of are perfect, but, like, we're not perfect. Like, we still make human mistakes, like, not man mistakes. Like, God, no one's that bad except for men, right? But, like, we're not totally infallible, you know? We, like, sometimes get sad, you know, when we shouldn't maybe, and men don't cheer us up properly. So, like, this nonsense of treating us like we're these perfect objects is just really damaging, because it's like no one can live up to that impossible standard, and when we break that standard, that's when you get violent. Like, that's the only alternative. So this song actually, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking about this topic again. This song is indirectly promoting violence against women. It's just not okay. Oh my God, okay, so one more, because I can't talk about violence against women anymore. It's just really hurtful. Like, oh my God, so many women have just been hurt, like, in history. When you think about the number of women that have been hurt by men, like, in the course of, it's, like, too overwhelming. Like, I like, literally can't even right now. Okay, so just, all right, so let's talk about You Gotta Hide Your Love Away. Another one that seems like totally fine. This one I can talk about because at least it's not talking about like doing shitty things to women. It's talking about a guy who's like, oh, he's like all ashamed of getting broken up with and whatnot, and he's gonna hide his love away and not show how upset and hurt he is, and everyone's telling him to do that. And this is just obviously like really, really clearly promoting a damaging stereotype that creates a lot of toxic masculinity in men. Because like men don't believe they're allowed to have feelings, and like while it's really gross to see a dude cry, like ew, I mean guys still should be more in touch with their feelings. Like we want them to be strong, you know, for us when we need them to be, but like also have feelings. Like, understand that you do have feelings. Don't try to just shut them down and stifle them, because what that does is when you try to shut down all your feelings like that, it's gonna come out, you know, anyway, and then it's, my God, guys, it's gonna turn into violence against women again. So basically, like, this is really difficult to talk about because, like, it's really real and it's, like, still in our culture, and, like, little girls and stuff still listen to the Beatles, like, if their moms play it for them sometimes, and, like, I listened to the Beatles until I realized this, and it's really hurtful. Guys, the Beatles promote violence against women, okay? So that's, like, the important message that I need you guys to take away from this today. I need you to really understand that the Beatles, they created the toxic masculinity. They made it pervasive in our culture today, and they promote violence against women. So like write letters to Paul McCartney and Ringo. The other ones are dead, so you can't write letters to them, right? But write letters to the other two and just be like, this is not okay, guys. You need to apologize. Like Paul McCartney needs to apologize for the violence he's promoted against women. He needs to take accountability for all the women who've been hurt because of the violence, because of his songs. And that's all. And that's really important, okay? Damn! That was fun. The Beatles are my favorite band. The hands down, legit my favorite band. So that was exciting. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you press the like button. Make sure you listen to the Beatles. Run for Your Life is an incredible song. I don't care who gets killed in it. It's a great effing song. And thank you for watching Social Justice Wednesdays. It's a pleasure. It comes to you every single Wednesday. And don't forget to make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you drop your comments. All your interaction and engagement really, really helps out. And click on all the links that are going to pop up. There's other videos. There's the Jesse Shot First amazing t-shirt with original artwork by that Star Wars girl. You're definitely going to want to have that. You're definitely going to want to check out LA cheesesteak reviews, in which me and a bunch of my Philly transplants try to find a decent cheesesteak in LA. We're struggling, but it's fun. A lot of great episodes, a lot of fun on those. And then also, don't forget to click on Get Involved with Me. YouTube's loving to demonetize my videos, so that will give you other alternatives like Patreon and PayPal of ways to help contribute to Mindless Entertainment so I can keep making content for you. As well as Teespring if you want to see my other t-shirt designs and different ways to get in contact with me. You can follow me on Twitter at Jesse Milestone, on Instagram at Mindless Entertainment. You can also follow my cats on Instagram at Milestone Cats. Anyway, that's all for today. God Empress out.